Welcome to the Timeless Ledger. This channel explores the history of money, finance, and economic power through time. We break down how wealth was created, lost, and controlled, and how financial decisions shaped civilizations, empires, and the modern world. Each video connects historical events with the economic lessons they left behind. Imagine waking up inside the most powerful civilization the world had ever known. Rome's roads stretched farther than any empire before it. Its cities gleamed with marble and gold. Its armies stood unmatched, disciplined, and feared across 3 continents. From Britain to the deserts of the Middle East, Roman authority felt permanent, unstoppable, eternal. To live under Rome was to believe history had reached its final form. Yet beneath this breathtaking strength, something invisible was already breaking. Rome did not fall because of a single invasion, a single emperor, or a single defeat. It fell because of a financial decision that quietly poisoned everything it touched. A decision that seemed harmless at first, even practical. A decision rooted not in greed, but in desperation. By the 3rd century, the Roman Empire was under immense strain. The borders were vast and difficult to defend. Wars erupted constantly, not just against foreign enemies, but also between rival claimants to the throne. The army grew larger each year, and with it grew the cost of maintaining loyalty. Soldiers needed pay, food, equipment, and land. Meanwhile, the bureaucracy expanded, corruption deepened, and emperors rose and fell at a pace that made long-term planning nearly impossible. Stability became rare, but spending never slowed. Rome's political system demanded constant appeasement, and money was the glue holding it all together. At the center of Rome's economy was silver. For centuries, Roman coins were trusted because they were real. The denarius contained genuine silver, and people believed in it not because of laws, but because of experience. But silver was not infinite. Mines that once fueled the empire began to run dry. Trade routes weakened, new supplies became harder to secure. Rome faced a hard truth. It could no longer afford the empire it had built. The honest solution would have been painful. Cutting military pay risked rebellion. Raising taxes risked unrest. Reducing government spending risked collapse. So Roman leaders chose the easiest option available. They changed the money. The denarius still looked the same. It carried the emperor's image. It bore the same symbols of authority. But inside, the silver content was quietly reduced. Copper was mixed in, then more copper, then even more. To the public, nothing seemed different. Soldiers were paid on time. Taxes were collected as usual. Markets stayed open. Life continued. The illusion worked because money is built on trust, and trust does not collapse overnight. People believe until belief is broken. But merchants noticed first. Coins felt lighter. They lost their shine more quickly. When melted down, they revealed a truth the government hoped would stay hidden. The silver was gone. Quietly, traders began weighing coins instead of counting them. This small act signaled a massive shift. Once money must be weighed, trust has already begun to die. Prices slowly began to rise, not suddenly, not dramatically, but persistently. A loaf of bread that once cost 1 denarius now cost 2, then 5. Wine followed, olive oil followed, grain followed. The government blamed merchants for greed. Merchants blamed shortages, but the real cause was invisible. The money itself was becoming worthless. Instead of stopping, the state doubled down. As prices rose and tax revenue failed to keep pace, Emperors ordered even more coins to be minted. Each new batch contained less silver than the last. What had started as a temporary fix became a permanent strategy. Inflation spread across the empire. Savings lost meaning. Long-term planning became impossible. Why save money today if it will buy less tomorrow? People began spending immediately. This behavior accelerated inflation even further. The cycle fed itself. The army felt the effects before anyone else. Soldiers still received their wages, but those wages bought less each year. Food became more expensive. Equipment costs rose. Families at home struggled. Loyalty, once secured by steady pay, began to crack. Soldiers demanded higher wages to survive. Emperors, terrified of rebellion, agreed. But higher wages required more money, and more money meant more debasement. Trust eroded further. The very institution meant to protect the empire became one of its greatest financial burdens. Trade networks that once made Rome wealthy began to fracture. Foreign merchants refused Roman coins altogether. They demanded goods instead. Barter returned to regions where money had once ruled. Farmers stopped bringing surplus food to cities because the money offered was unreliable. Why trade hard labor for worthless metal? Tax collectors responded with force. Payments were demanded in grain, livestock, and labor. The burden grew heavier. Cities began to empty as people fled to survive on their own land. Urban life, once the pride of Rome, began to collapse quietly. From the outside, Rome still appeared powerful. The legions still marched. The symbols of authority remained. But inside, the economic foundation was hollow. When new crises arrived, plagues, invasions, political chaos, the empire had no financial resilience left. Armies went unpaid, infrastructure decayed, roads crumbled, aqueducts collapsed, maintenance stopped, authority weakened. The Roman eagle, once a symbol of dominance, became a reminder of broken power. Rome did not fall in a single moment. It declined slowly, grinding forward year after year until collapse felt normal. The empire did not run out of gold. It ran out of belief. Once people stopped trusting Roman money, they stopped trusting Roman authority. And once trust vanished, no law, no army, and no emperor could restore it. History remembers the invasions and the emperors, but beneath it all lies a quieter truth. No civilization survives the moment its money stops being trusted.